Dear God, sorry I haven't written much lately. School started up and I guess things got started pretty fast. The first day at the bus stop was even crazy. Justin and Dean and JT were there and doing their usual. And then there was this new guy. At first, I didn't even notice. I was busy catching up with the guys again. I don't know why I didn't say anything to him. He was dressed a little different, and nobody really talked to him. The truth is, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about my new classes, new teachers, well, all kinds of stuff. I couldn't help remembering what it was like when we first moved here. It wasn't that many years ago when I was at the bus stop by myself too. I remember thinking I'd never make any friends here. So the next day, I made sure to say hi. Carlos is okay. The first day he was doing stuff for registration, but we found out he's in a couple of my classes. It turns out he's into robotics. When I told him that JT and I had a team last year, it was pretty cool. God, I think you just sent a new friend. Thanks for helping me to see what needed to be done. Talk again soon. Lim.
Help me, God, to see what you see. You are doing a great work in me. I've decided I can't stand still. No, you have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you, for you. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. Make a move for you. Make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will. I'll take up the call to serve you. You have given me a job to do. I wanna love the world just like you. Yeah, you have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you, for you. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. Make a move for you. Make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will make a move. Make a move. Make a move for you. I will. Make a move.
Our theme for this month is Ready for Launch. And we are going to boldly do what needs to be done. And we're going to learn about taking initiative. So for the month of September, this is our theme, Ready for Launch. And this month's Bible verse comes from Colossians chapter 3, verses 23. It says, work at everything you do with all your heart. Work as if you were working for the Lord. Our bottom line for the week is, don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. All right, we're going to get ready for our Bible story. And our Bible story is going to focus on our life app for this month, which is initiative. An initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. And we're going to hear about that through the story of Nehemiah. So let's get ready for our Bible story.
Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob, and I may not be a real astronaut, but I still know a lot about initiative. Initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. So, it's doing what needs to be done. Yes, but first you have to see what needs to be done. You have to look for the needs around you. They know all about this in space travel. Let's say, for instance, they decide to go from the Earth to the moon. They don't just get in their rockets, strap themselves in, and take off. No. Hey phone, how do I get to the moon? No. They spend months, even years, planning for every trip. They prepare for things that might go wrong and have backup plans in place to help protect them. They look out for things that might get in their way, like other aircrafts or satellites. Look out for that asteroid! Oh, that was a close one. They decide before they even start the trip exactly where they're gonna go and how they're gonna get there. They know Aw, man. I ruined the moon! That was not part of the plan. But good thing, I had a backup plan. This moon is much sturdier. In today's story, we'll hear more about Nehemiah, who had a plan to make the city of Jerusalem stronger. And there was more to that plan than just rebuilding the wall. Nehemiah could have used a smartphone. Knock knock, who's there? It's phone. Hey, phone, question. How do I make Jerusalem stronger? Or maybe not. I'll see you in a few.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Nehemiah, Chapter 5, verses 1 through 12.
Nehemiah had traveled all the way from the king's palace of Persia to the broken down city of Jerusalem. And there, with God's help, he rallied all the Jews living there to begin the epic job of rebuilding that city's walls.
Who's with me?
I say, let's start rebuilding.
At first, the work went well. Each family or group took a different part of the wall to work on.
We're making record time.
Nehemiah and the people even managed to ignore taunts and threats from neighboring nations who did not want to see that wall rebuilt.
If a fox climbs on that pathetic thing, it'll fall right down.
The God of heaven will give us success.
So it seemed like nothing was going to stop this big project until new trouble showed up. From inside the walls, a group of Jews in ragged cloaks came to look for Nehemiah where he was working on the wall.
There's not enough food for everyone. We're being forced to sell our fields and vineyards just to buy grain.
There's hardly enough to keep us alive.
The king's taxes are high. We have to borrow money, but then we can't even pay the high interest.
Interest was extra money the people had to pay back. It was so high they could hardly keep any of the money they made.
Who's making you do this?
Other Jews, our own relatives.
We even had to send our children to work for them as slaves.
We have nothing left. Please help us. This is not right. It's not right at all. I'll take care of it.
Nehemiah was so angry that he didn't trust himself to act in the moment. Instead, he thought it over for a time.
God, what do I do about this?
His own people were mistreating those who had less. Nehemiah took this so seriously, he stopped work on the wall to call together the Jewish nobles and officials.
What's this all about?
Better be good. Making us lose all this work time.
It's not good. It's bad. You're charging your own people interest.
It's not like it's that much.
I mean, we can't loan money for free, right?
Do you have to ask me this? Think about it. Many Jewish people were sold as slaves to other nations, and we had to buy them back and bring them home. Now, you're charging so much interest, they are forced to become slaves again.
Oh.
No one could argue with Nehemiah. They listened quietly to his next words.
What you're doing is not right. We have to show respect for God. Look, I am lending money and grain to the people who need it, and so are my relatives, but we aren't charging any interest.
So, what should we do now?
If you've taken anything in payment, give it back. Fields, vineyards, olive groves, houses, give it all back. Even the interest that you've charged, do it now.
God moved in the hearts of the people because instead of arguing, they agreed.
We'll give it back.
We won't make them give us anything else.
We'll do just as you say.
Very good.
Nehemiah sent for the priests so that the nobles and officials could make this promise before God.
You must keep this promise, or God will deal with you.
Amen.
Immediately, the officials did as they said.
Here are the papers. The vineyard is yours again. Oh, thank you. I've been working years to get it ready for a good harvest.
I took too much. This is yours.
This means my son can come home now.
So once the nobles and officials made everything right, work on the wall began again, faster and stronger than before, now that everyone had what they needed. And Nehemiah continued to show his people how to treat each other, even though King Artaxerxes had appointed him governor.
You know, all the other governors made the people pay them silver and give them lots of food and stuff, even land.
That's too heavy a load to put on the people.
Instead, Nehemiah dedicated himself to working on the wall. In fact, he even invited 150 people to eat food at his own table. Throughout his life, he always looked for ways to treat people fairly and make things right.
The city of Jerusalem was in trouble because the walls had been broken down. But that wasn't the only thing that was broken. Nehemiah looked and saw that some of his people were being treated unfairly because they were poor, and he did something about it. He stood up for them and worked to make things more fair. Initiative starts with seeing what needs to be done, and more often than not, it starts with seeing who needs to be helped and what needs to be made right. That's one of the reasons Jesus is so amazing. He saw people. He showed people how valuable they were by loving them no matter what, and he inspired them to love others. We're called to love people too. We should stand up for people who are being treated unfairly because of the way they look, or where they're from, or how much money they have, or what they believe in. If you've ever been treated unfairly, then you know how it feels. It's not good, but maybe you also know how it feels when someone stands up for you, when someone's on your side. Standing up for people is one way we can make things more fair. We can make things right, and it's one way we can show others the love God has for the world. So, here's the one thing to remember today. Look for ways to make things right. Make a plan. Decide before you start your day that you're going to look for the needs around you. And speaking of needs, looks like I'm gonna need another moon. This one's just too delicious. This moon tastes like cheese. Oh. I'll see you next time. Oh, there's my space truck.
Let's get ready for our review game. First question. Initiative is A, teamwork, B, seeing what needs to be done and doing it, or C, do or do not, there is no try. Miles, what's the answer?
B.
That's correct. It's B. Seeing what needs to be done and doing it is initiative. Next question. What chapter of the Bible is our monthly memory verse located? Is it A, Genesis, B, Chronicles, or C, Colossians?
The answer is B, Chronicles.
That's right, Miles. Next question, true or false? A group of Jews came to Nehemiah with sad news. The taxes were so high they had to borrow money, then couldn't pay the high interest. Is that true or is that false?
The answer is true.
Another true or false question. Nehemiah made the right choice to look for ways to make things right. Is that true or is that false?
The answer is true.
That's right. The answer is true. Nehemiah made the choice to look for ways to make things right.
Yeah.
Last question. When you see a need, you can get busy with initiative and find a way to help. What are things you can do to help in your community?
You can be kind, you can share toys, and that's the way to do it.
That's right. Other examples are offering to play with someone that is being left out, or sharing a snack with someone in your neighborhood or even at school. And you can pick up trash around your neighborhood at school. Those are ways to look to make things right. Okay, thank you so much for spending this Sunday with us. We hope to see you next week. And let's get ready for our last worship song. See you. Bye.
Everybody, everywhere, all around the world. This ain't up right now because I got something to say and it will be heard. I made up my mind, not afraid to show. That's right, gonna leave the past behind, gonna let the whole world know I am who God says I am. Let me tell you that I am who God says I am. I am forgiven, I am a winner, I have been chosen. Jesus, I am yours. Jesus, I am yours. Forever. Jesus, I am yours. Forever. I am, Jesus, I am yours. I belong to the one who saved me. I belong to the one who gave his life. So I will take my place. I will stand and say, Jesus, I am yours. I am who God says I am. I am who God says I am. Let's go. I am who God says I am. I am